Hi, my name's Jason. I'm in a park in Queensland with lots of noisy birds, so hopefully you can hear me above them. This is video 4 of 4, talking about how to create basic formulas in Excel. Now in this video I talk about something called the Order of Operations, which is so important. You need to make sure you know the rules and apply them whenever you create a formula in Excel. And this applies whether you're a beginner or an advanced user. If you stuff this up, you're going to be in trouble, big time. So in this video I explain all of that and give you lots of examples of where you need to use them. Here we go. I'm going to quickly type in a formula. Equals 2 plus 3 times 4. What would you say the answer to that is? Most people say 20. It's actually 14. The reason it's 14 and not 20 is because of something called the order of operations. That is, certain operations get done before others. So let me explain what this is about. There's an acronym that I teach called BEDMAS. Okay, and BEDMAS. You would have learnt this at school. It's kind of high junior school, lower high school kind of level maths. It's so far back for most people that they tend to have forgotten. Just work with these four for the time being. These are the four main operators you'll be using: divide, multiply, add, and subtract. So if you look at the example here again, you can see that there's one bit which is adding two numbers together, and another bit which is multiplying two numbers together. And what this list tells you, if you work top to bottom, is what to do first and then what to do next. Okay, so coming down, you can see that multiply is there, and then directly underneath is add. So you do things in that order. So you do the 3 times 4 first, that gives you 12. So the formula then reads equals 2 plus 12, 14. So BEDMAS is one of the most important bits of Excel, really, because if you don't know it and you don't understand it, you're going to get into all sorts of grief. Now the B stands for brackets. Now what that means is that anything you place inside brackets will get done first. And it's a way for you to change the natural order of things. So let's say you want to get the answer 20 here. You simply place brackets around the 2 plus 3 to force that to get done first. So it now does 2 plus 3, which is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, so you can use the brackets to change the order. The E, let me just write it, just simply means powers. So for example, 4 squared, 4 times 4 is 16. 5 squared, 5 times 5 is 25. 5 cubed, 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So to write these things in Excel, you need to use, there's two ways to do it. One is to say equals 5 to the power of 2. So the little symbol there is shift and 6. And the way that reads is equals 5 to the power of 2, or 5 squared. Okay, so 25. Now, some people make the mistake of just doing that, thinking they've written 5 squared. But that basically reads as equals 5 to the power of, and then you haven't finished the sentence. So you need to put what the power is, and then it knows. The second way to do an exponential is to use a power function. And what you do here is you simply say the base figure, let's say 5, followed by the power itself, 2. Okay, so 5 squared is what's going to happen there. If we said something like 5 to the power of 3, that does 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. So this BEDMAS, if you don't know it, or if you've forgotten it, you need to memorize this because it is really important. Let me give you another example. So over here, I'm going to put in today's date. The shortcut for putting today's date in is Control semicolon. Now let's just put in, say, somebody's birthday. Let's make it up. So 21st of June, 1982, whatever date you want to do. Behind a date is a number. There's a numbering system that Microsoft put in, where day 1 is the 1st of January 1900, and every day since then they've added 1 to the number. So to see the numbers behind both of these dates, let's just choose them both. On the Home tab, I'm going to click the comma, and let's get rid of the decimal places. So these numbers are what represents the two dates that I put in, the current date and the person's date of birth. Let me just undo that, take it back to a date, now just to show you. So if you want to work out somebody's age, you can simply take one date away from the other date. Very simply, that's equals the first date minus the second date. Now the result it gives you is the number of days between the two dates. In other words, that's how many days old this person is. Now, obviously that's no good to anybody, really. So what we're then going to do is to divide this number by the number of days in a year, 365 and a quarter. A lot of people question a quarter, but you need to put it in because let's say someone's 40 years old and you miss off 40 quarters in your formula. That's 10 days out that your formula is going to be. So always make sure you put it in. So this person is 34.4 years old. The reason I'm going through this is because you don't really want to put 2 steps in every time. You want to do all of this in a single formula. So I'm going to wipe those out and do just that. So the process, if you remember, was to start with today's date, subtract the date of birth, and then divide by 365 1/4. Now the problem is, if you leave it like that, it's going to work it out in the wrong order. Let me show you. Okay, so obviously a person is not 42,000 years old. The reason it's giving you the wrong result is because it does the divide first, followed by the subtract. Whereas what you want to do is to work out the subtraction first, as in how many days between the 2 dates, and then divide the result by 365 1/4. So we add brackets to force the subtraction to be done first, then divide the result, and you'll get the correct answer, which is this person's age. So that's just a practical example of where BEDMAS comes in. You'll find as you use Excel more and more, it will come in everywhere. So you need to know these rules. You need to be completely on board. If you do nothing else today, take this list and memorize it. It'll serve you well for years to come. You won't regret it. Okay, thanks for watching. Cheers.